What if I told you you could collect hundreds of business leads, track your competitors' prices, or monitor what's trending online without doing a single Google search yourself? That's the power of web scraping. And today I'll show you how to do it the easy way using Apify and a simple automation tool called n8n. This will be the structure of this presentation, and that's what I'll be covering today. What web scraping is, for those who never heard of it before, why it is very important for your business, what tools are out there, why Apify is one of the go-to tools to use for this purpose, how to connect it with n8n to automate everything, and a real example of scraping Google Maps to get business leads. Let's start. What is web scraping? Imagine you're sitting at your laptop, going to a website and manually copying business names, phone numbers, or prices into a spreadsheet. Now imagine you could hire a robot that does that for you. That's what we call web scraping. So it's simply the act of extracting information from websites automatically instead of copying and pasting it by hand. Why it matters to your business? So for obvious reasons, let's say you run a digital marketing agency. You want a list of 100 restaurants in London with their websites, numbers, and reviews. You're really going to spend your whole weekend or whole week that manually, or maybe you are an e-commerce seller. You want to track your competitors' prices every day. Doing that manually is a full-time job. Web scraping saves you hours, gives you real-time data, and lets you make smarter decisions fast. Whether it's for lead generation, competitor tracking, prices, monitoring, or trend spotting, scraping turns public data into business gold. Scraping tools. What's out there? So now there are two main types of scraping tools. Code-heavy tools like Python scripts or libraries like Beautiful Soup and Powerful, but you need to be a developer or hire one. No-code platform tools that let you scrape data without writing a single line of code, and that's where Apify comes in. Apify is like a scraper marketplace. Apify is basically like an app store for scraping. So instead of building scrapers from scratch, you can just pick ready-made, what we call actors, which are basically pre-built scraping bots. For example, if you want to scrape Google Maps, Amazon, Airbnb, LinkedIn, TikTok, there is an actor for that. You enter your keyword or URL, hit run, and the bot does the work, collecting the data, giving it back to you in a neat little file. So now we're going to go to the interesting part. It's how to automate scraping with n8n. For those of you who don't know what n8n is, I'll be doing a full tutorial on n8n, what it is, and how to use it. So please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will be doing a full tutorial for that. So Apify is great, but wouldn't it be amazing if your scraper ran every day automatically and sent the data straight to Google Sheets, or emailed it to you, or even triggered a Slack alert? That's where n8n comes in. Think of n8n like your personal workflow builder. It's a drag and drop tool that connects different apps together, of like Lego, but for tasks. You can tell it, for example, every morning at 8 a.m., run the Google Maps scraper on Apify, wait for the results, and send them to my Google Sheets. And then it does that for you. Now let's build your first scraping tool. So you're gonna have a better idea on how you can automate lead generation, for example. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to find, for example, aesthetic clinics in London. I'm interested in finding aesthetic clinics in London. So I'm going to show you step by step on how you get that information and how you can automate the extraction of that information. So first thing is that you're going to go to the link below and click on Apify. I am not an affiliate with Apify. Now, once you're on Apify store, you're going to see all these actors that you can use to scrape any websites. That's like Twitter, X, LinkedIn, Instagram scraper, YouTube video downloader, anything you want to scrape basically. So today we want to use Google Maps scraper. So we're going to click on this. And here we're going to go into this search term, and we are looking for aesthetic clinics. So we are going to type aesthetic clinics here, aesthetic clinic in location. We want aesthetic clinics that are in London. So I'm going to go into aesthetic clinics in London. So now you're gonna go into the API endpoints. Yeah, API endpoints, and then you get into run actor synchronously. I always struggle to pronounce this one, but if you want to know more about this, you can go into another YouTube just about the between run actor synchronously, so you can understand a little bit more. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this API. We're gonna grab this here, and you remember this is a post request. So we're gonna create a workflow here about this. So let's call it Google Maps Scraper or Aesthetic Clinics. Here you go, Aesthetic Clinics Scraper. Are we gonna add a node here? So this is just trigger manually. We trigger, so we can trigger the workflow, so we can test it. So we can just, each time we want to test it, we can just click on that. That's what it basically means. And then we're gonna add the node HTTP request. So for those of you who don't know what HTTP request is, it's just an interaction between n8n and an external website that doesn't have a node within n8n. Just think it like this. So here we're gonna do post, as I explained earlier. We're posting information from Apify into n8n. So we want it to, Apify will post that information, the actor will post that information into n8n through that, this API basically is we can like access, but now we want to tell it what to get for us. So we're gonna go into the JSON here. We've got this here, just JSON, and we're gonna copy, paste in here. Here we go. Now we are moving into, now that we had run the JSON, we're gonna go into this step, and that's the information we have. So as you see here, this data doesn't really mean anything. It's not giving me the clinic names, websites, or anything like that. So if we go back into our Apify, you will see, you will understand why. If you go back into Apify here, platform. So if you go back here, you're gonna see that we have, if you go into the after the run, click on it, and then you go into runs. What basically that says is like it took seconds to run. So, but in our n8n process, what we did is just grab me this information, and we didn't wait for it to actually run to give us that result. So it just went straight away, and it gave us goals of the how to do the actions basically, rather than the results themselves. So we will do is we need to create a node, and that what basically does it's kind of just slots to get through until they are actually run. So what we say is just wait till you have some data, till the results are there, and then give me that information. I'll show you how to do that. So you go and create a node, wait here, and then you set it. It's like 30-second wait. We add 30-second wait because it takes about 20 seconds to run. So just kind of like 10 seconds. Sometimes like 12 seconds, 30 seconds. I just gave it that 30 seconds. I called it 30-second wait. And I am going to go and grab wait. Yeah. No. So after that, what you do is you're going to go to API again, endpoints, and then you're going to go and find get dataset items, copy dataset items, and then I'm going to go into HTTP request, URL, post it there, and then it's get. So we make sure it's going to stay as get. So we're getting those, we're extracting these results from URL. So that's why, like, the difference between actors synchronously and the run actor. So the run actor would have synchronously would have given us the data without us doing all of these things. But I believe it is much better this way. So we get here, and that's all we get. Like, look, so we've got 10 results and we've got 10 pages, and that makes it like 100 results. Cool. So with this data, we can do whatever we want to do with it. So we can either run research, we can clean it, and use it as we want. Just for now, what I'm going to do with it, I'm just going to send it to a Google Sheets. So even before sending it to Google Sheets, generally I do clean it, because when you extract data, sometimes it can come with some mistakes. Not mistakes, as in it has to be formatted a certain way to fit into Google Sheets. For example, the phone numbers shouldn't be space. I can see here from the data I have that the phone numbers have some spaces. So what you do is that you need to clean that data to format it right for the node that will receive that data. We're obviously not going to do this for today, but we'll do that for the next one to show you how you can clean data and how it can go to different places. Let me know if you want me to do that. Okay, now, but I am just send it to Google Sheets. To do that, you just gotta go and create a node in the Google Sheets. So here, what we're gonna do is we go into Google Sheets. And if you don't know how to connect your Googles, if you don't know how to connect your Google Sheets already, up on the row, it's a video on connecting all of your Gmail products. Make sure you check that one out. So I've set up this Google Sheet about aesthetic content, and I want it to be on sheet 1, and then it's just going to fetch the information that I want to add here. Clinic names, clinic here, the title, the website I want is this one. Where's the website? I feel like I'm blind sometimes. The address is here. So I basically just try to input is just to show you how we do it. Data that I will probably not need to clean. For the phone number, yeah, so if I add this one, it will come back with errors. So I'm just gonna add this one. Some of it may come back with errors as well, because they're not all gonna be like this. But we'll just anyway. Location, let's do city. It's giving me, postcode or whatever. So any fields that you want to add to your Google Sheet, you just set that up and then add it here. Test step, let's see. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's not just do clinic name and then run the step. Here we go. Now let's check out our Google Sheets and see what we got. Here we go. That's it. That's the results. You've got the clinic name, the website, the address, the phone number, and the location. Here we go.